I'll give you an example. Imagine you're a man who is pretty heavily involved with consuming adult content on the internet, living in that fantasy world. Imagine you have a program that puts you in that world. That's you in that video. And that becomes you in your memory. Let's move from the you to a third party now here. Imagine that man walks out into the world believing he is that. Imagine that strange sense of confidence that he has, thinking he can get any ladies he wants. He might be able to hypnotize himself in a very deep way, and we'll get back to that. But he's getting paid for doing nothing. He's, in a sense, robbing the system. And when you play that game, the debt will always come due with interest. The reason I bring that up in regard to the creatures from the deep coming up, you think that guy is going to be able to moderate that? You think he's going to be able to, just sort of put that in as like 5% of his life, but really, the rest of him is doing his normal stuff, and he's just living a normal life because he's super well balanced and it's not that important to him. No, that's not how this works. There are creatures that are coming up from the deep within us, and they are going to take over. And this is because of this unprecedented storm that we are entering. They will sink the boat. They will sink the boat. This is the fall that is coming. And when I say fall, I mean Adam and Eve type of fall. I mean taking the fruit. I mean trading the hurting aspects of yourself, sacrificing them so that you can live in a sub-reality, a partial reality, where you only occupy a few of the dimensions you were meant to occupy originally. This is what I mean by a fall. It's coming. The status quo is no longer an option. We've moved past that. You don't get to remain neutral anymore. I'm usually against that kind of language and against that kind of philosophy of saying you don't get to sit this one out. So I think I need to clarify that a little bit. What I mean is that there are temptations coming to all of us. That if we have shadow aspects of ourselves that have not been accepted and loved and not been integrated, they are going to be fed and they're going to take over. It's been too long that we have suppressed these aspects of ourselves, and it's time for us to embrace them. It's time for us to practice unconditional love toward every part of ourselves, every memory that we have that makes us cringe, every experience that we are ashamed of. It's not just a memory that makes us cringe. It's us that makes us cringe. It's a part of us. It's not just a memory that we regret. We regret our own very existence at the time when we experienced that memory. That's the part that people don't understand when they compartmentalize. When we compartmentalize, you're not just pushing a memory out of your mind. You're pushing yourself in that moment out of your mind. You're locking up a part of yourself, a moment where you existed in the world. You're bifurcating your own existence. You're segmenting yourself. You're cutting a frame out of the film of your life that is a fraction of your soul in that frame, and you're shoving it down into the abyss and saying, you don't exist. I will not acknowledge you. And when I have like a physical, when I think about that, that's me pushing you back down into that place where I don't want to ever see you again. Those things need to be loved. They deserve to be loved. They have to be integrated. They have to be. Everything has to come back together. We have to have one single story of our lives. One single consistent, continuous. Nope, that's not a word. We have to have one continuous self from the beginning of our life to the end. And in every moment that our life has been, we need to be able to be with ourselves in that moment that existed.